the line. Your favorite's carved in stone divine. It's all about your top four, nothing more. Rushmore Show, kicking down the door, ranking the icons, the greats we adore. It's all about your top four, nothing more.
This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top four and nothing more. Andy, it is season 4, episode 40. It's a whole lot of fours going on around here, and man, we're almost away. We're 4 episodes away from 444. So yeah, we'll be there.
Special, remember that?
Yeah, 4 for 4 special. Man, Giants just scored. Isn't that something? Right before half. Love that. Hey, so if you've been around us for a while, you know we're in sports right now. We're talking our sports series all of this month, and we'll move into food to finish out the year. And, man, we are super excited to have our guest. He is a new one here for the very first time, and tonight we're talking rivalries. And I'm excited because, man, there's a lot of sports happening right now. Baseball's happening, football's happening, hockey's just starting out, and basketball's just starting out. So, like right now, all 4 sports are big and going. That's one of the reasons we pick this set of months to talk sports. Andy, how you been, man?
Been great, especially better now that Scatterboo just scored a touchdown. That's my fantasy running back.
Yeah, I like that. Scatterboo. Yeah, that's a cool name to say. We are here. I needed this, Kirk. I'm hurting from last night. Hey, man, the Yankees lost, and let's just say what it is. I agree with A-Rod. So I've agreed with A-Rod from jump. But anyways, if you watched it, our roster's not the most perfect, and hey, our star pitchers didn't pitch, Isaac. So. Man,
are the Yankees gonna Ohtani Aaron Judge or Trout Aaron Judge? Are they gonna waste his career?
Well, I don't think so. If I'm being honest, we've been so close the last 2 years, and we're getting closer. Garrett Cole coming back, and a couple other things. I think we're within striking distance. If you didn't, obviously. Andy, you don't keep up with this because you're not a Yankees fan. But next year, if we don't make it, we will tie the longest drought ever in Yankee history. So 16 years. It's really hurting. 16 years. Wow. But yeah, I've already seen 5, so that's fun. And hey, if we get another one, it is what it is. Seen my Chiefs get 3. Seen my Saints get 1. LSU get 6, 7, and then football LSU 4. So I'm having a good time. Andy, Alabama, they've gotten what, 8?
More than 3. They've got
I think it might be 8, maybe 7, or 6, 7, right?
Oh, we did it.
I did it. So hey, let's get started, man. Let's get our guy out here, Justin, from 3 Good Nerds, man. So. It's all about sports rivalries. Let's get it. Now, maybe. Click it. Okay, we're just going to wait.
Live TV.
And here we go. Have our host. Hey, by the way, I haven't talked to the comment section too much today. Before I invite our friend, let's see. Isaac's here. Kenneth Bird's in the house. Don't go nowhere without hitting that like button and share your favorite rivalries of all time. Hey, look, if you don't like sports, drop your favorite pop culture rivalries in the chat because I'm doing Spy versus Spy behind me, Andy. You know, that's a cool rivalry. But if you have some other ones and you don't like sports, by all means, drop in your non-sports. Prime's in the house. Patrick McCaskill's in the house. Yeah, Zach, vanilla wafers are great in banana pudding, but not so great in mayonnaise. Is mayonnaise an instrument? And let's get our guest out though.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the show. Again, crossing paths with all these amazing content creators. You run into other amazing content creators. And yeah, that's a good one, Alex. There's El Capitan, my captain from Iraq. Thank you for being here, Alex. But yeah, you just run into other creators, and we've ran into this guy. And I really like this guy, and I'll show you why here in a minute, Andy. I think you might know or you might remember, but I have a lot in common with this guy. So hey, let's chat with our guy Justin from Three Good Nerds.
What is everybody?
How's it going? What's up, Justin? So Justin, you're the only guy on the show today. The other Justin couldn't make it, and that's okay. He was on 2 weeks ago. So if you want to see Justin Banks' ugly mug, you can go check that out 2 weeks ago. Love you, Justin Banks, the PE teacher at my school that I teach at. But welcome to the show, Justin. Three Good Nerds. There's only one of you there, so you're gonna have to share and talk to our friends. We call them the Summit Squad, and we've got 10 in the chat right now. And let them know what is the channel Three Good Nerds. What are you doing, and why would you come on a show to talk about rivalries?
One, it's the greatest sports month of the year, right? October, you can't beat it. It's starting to cool off finally. Not in Texas yet. It'll still be in the 90s next week. So yay. But it's just, I mean, there's football. You already said it. Basketball's getting started. Hockey's getting started. I mean, baseball's wrapping up. Nothing better than October baseball. This is just where it's at. I love it. It's the greatest month ever. And so it doesn't matter what you're in. There's something for you to get into. I am Justin of the Three Good Nerds 3. It is my wife, my son, and I. My son is doing something very important, homework, and my wife is actually taking care of my father right now, who's going through some health issues. So you're just stuck with me tonight, and I hope that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, Pops is in the house. Andy, Justin, Three Good Nerds, and hello, everybody in the live chat. Kirk Angle versus Mark Kerr. Yeah. I know Andy knows about that rivalry. I see him smiling. What did he say? Where did Bryce say? Oh, Alabama, Auburn. Yeah. Army, Navy, Red Sox, Yankees. Man, a lot of good ones in here. Tonight, it's Cubs, Brewers. That's not a rivalry, but it's going to be a good game. Go Cubbies. But either way, I'm pulling for the National League from here on out. So, yeah, I don't care who it is, even if it's the Dodgers. I'm going that route. So, even though I hate them too. But let's go. Barry, Robert. So, Justin, did you say your son is in 5th grade?
No, he is in 8th grade this year.
8th grade. I thought you said 5th grade homework. My son's 5th grade. He often and I will jump in here. Andy's got a daughter, 7th, 8th grade. What?
6th grade.
6th grade. Yeah. So we love having the kids around. We actually both have channels with our kids as well. My son's is actually Retro Cannon. He does like just pack rips, kind of like you, and reviews old video games, which he hasn't done any of that in a while. His channel's kind of dormant. And Andy hangs out with his daughters and just does life with them and just hangs out. It's kind of like a family vlog, nothing serious, just having fun with the kids. Religious Fanboy, thanks for coming and being here. So we love those kind of channels. We'll pray for your dad or your wife's dad, right? Who'd you say, your dad?
Yeah, it was father-in-law.
Your father-in-law, your wife's dad. We'll pray for him this evening before we head out. But
well, my dad can do some prayers too.
We're glad you're here. And we do have some things in common that I've been watching. You're an LSU fan of sorts, right? Yeah. Did you go to LSU?
No, my grandparents lived in Baton Rouge, so I spent a lot of time there as a kid.
Andy is
they would always take me to the campus.
Sorry, I'm reaching for something down here real quick.
Andy's hiding.
Just bear with me.
Okay. And also, you're a Don Mattingly fan.
I am. Donnie Baseball. Right there.
Yeah. So Don Mattingly is my favorite player of all time.
Is your favorite wrestler Dean Malenko? If your favorite wrestler is Dean Malenko, then we have an issue.
And we both have white beards. I mean,
Yes.
oh, he is a Cowboys fan, which the Chiefs' original name was in the Cowboys. That's kind of what. Anyways, you're a Cowboys fan, though, right?
I am, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a Saints and Chiefs fan. Andy is a Saints fan.
I love the Saints too.
Yeah.
Who dat,
So
baby?
who dat? We're from Southern Louisiana. So my dad raised me on the Yankees. My dad was born in 41. I tell this story often, but my dad was born in 41. All he had was a radio after 8th grade, a little small radio. My dad quit school to work for his mom and dad to, because they were pretty poor. And he would listen to DiMaggio, Mantle, and Gehrig as a kid. And then when I was born, he wanted me to switch hit like Mantle. I have a picture as a baby in pinstripes. And the only player worth a darn at that time, in my opinion, was Mattingly. There was other great players, obviously Winfield and there's a Steve Sachs and there's a whole list of them. I've seen the most Yankee games ever in that period, and they just weren't good. But Mattingly was my favorite player of all time, and I will say this: he is moving on to the ALCS, and we aren't. So that is a good thing about Toronto. He might actually get his first chance because he's on the bench for them guys. So appreciate you coming, because we have some in common. Andy hates all of those teams, by the way, except for the Saints. So it's ought to be a fun show. So Barry, I'm currently at the hospital with my father who needs prayer, whose doctors have said, hey, let's just stop now and pray.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got 2 prayer requests already. Lakers, Celtics, LSU, Alabama. So, Lord, I just come before you and just shout out Barry's dad and shout out Justin's father-in-law. But, Lord, for whatever the sicknesses are, you are the holy Redeemer, the amazing physician. Go in and just help the hands of the doctors and the nurses, the hospital, and just show your glory throughout, no matter what the prognosis or the outcome is. Lord, we thank you, and we just love to see your healing in modern day. So put your hands all over this and help both of this families in Jesus' name. So anyways, yeah, man, we'll pray again later too, Barry, man, and we'll continue to pray for you guys. We hate that C word for sure. And we'll keep you in there. So here it is. Justin, you're going to be up first. We always do this criteria thing. We didn't actually know a better word, but basically you're just going to shout out like what you were thinking when you built it, built your list. And usually it has a lot to do with where you're from. So I always shout out for the new people that might be in the chat and new guests. I kind of liken it to the Tom Brady isms. So half of the world thinks Tom Brady is the greatest player of all time. The other half of the world hates his guts. If you are a New York Giants fan or a New York Jets fan even, you probably don't like him too much. If you're a New Orleans Saints fan, you think Breeze was better. You probably don't have him on your mountain, but other people would. So the way we do our show is it's your top 4 and nobody else's. So what were you thinking when you built this, kind of putting in criteria? And then we're going to start with Rosie. That's number 4, 4321. Rosie is short for Roosevelt. And tell us who your number 4 is after you tell us your criteria, and we'll get this thing going.
Well, when I was looking and thinking about my favorite rivalries in sports, what I really concentrated on was not necessarily like the biggest names, like the ones that people get super excited about. I picked the ones that I get super excited about, the ones that I always, every year, what happened with that rivalry? I want to watch those games. I want to see the highlights. I want to know what happened. So these are just my personal top 4. And my buddy,
you sound like a veteran.
I'm sorry.
I said, and now you sound like a veteran.
Yes. So my buddy Barry is going to love this first one. Number 4, Rosie, is going to be the Lone Star Series. That's right, playing for the Silver Boot, Rangers versus the Astros. Come on. Of course, I'm going with the Rangers. They're the best. And if you know me, I got to have some show and tells when I do stuff, right? So, I mean, three good nerds are into everything. Sports is one of them. Sports memorabilia, autograph stuff, card stuff. We love all that stuff. And so what I did is for my top 4, I brought a few things that I thought maybe you might want to see. So the Lone Star Series. Oh, and I got fun facts. Fun facts. Barry, speaking of, great at fun facts. If you're ever in trivia, you want that guy on your team. So Rangers.
100%.
What's that?
Yeah, 100%. Barry is a wealth of knowledge.
Yes. So every season, whoever wins the most games for that series between the Rangers and the Astros, they win the silver boot. Now, fun fact, the silver boot is a size 15, so Shaq still can't wear it. So when I was a kid, it was kind of fun. They didn't play a lot because it was the AL and the NL. So yeah, you're like, I still kind of pulled for them a little bit because they're still a Texas team. But as soon as they moved over to the AL in 2013, then they really started becoming like a division fight, and the Astros started getting good. So then it started to get a little bit more serious. So 2013 is when things really started heating up. Their very first meeting was on June 8th of 2001. So not very long. But you got to remember that the Rangers have only been around since 1972. So fun fact, they've played 299 games, and Rangers are up on top, 150 to 149 games. That is a close series.
Wow.
I do have a few things to show you real quick because I know I can talk all day about sports. How about a Nolan Ryan autographed baseball?
There you go.
Rangers and Astros.
Nice.
And Mets and Angels, but we don't talk about those.
Come on,
We got a
Angels.
little
Halos. Let's go.
Jeff Bagwell.
Nice.
That has his
That's gorgeous.
MVP
Buff
94. Get my glare. Also Rangers and Astro Pudge Rodriguez, but we only recognize his work on the Rangers.
What a great name. Pudge.
Got a
That's my
little
nickname in high school.
Craig Biggio McFarland, just for funs. One of my favorite Rangers of all time growing up, Michael Young. Let me see if I can get the blur away. Michael Young, just another little fun
He's
fun
in witness
thing.
protection.
He is. And one of my favorite moments as a Rangers fan was the 2008 home run derby with Josh Hamilton.
Nice.
That was such a fun day. Yeah. And I got some, I got a couple bats. Little Pudge Rodriguez bat. Little Jeff Bagwell bat.
Man, packed.
Just a couple fun things to say, but that's
Just a
my number
couple.
4.
Just a
that's
couple.
my number 4.
Nice. That's awesome. I like this. I'm not as, and Kirk, can attest to this. I'm not as well versed in baseball. I mean, I grew up an Angels fan because of family, and really kind of started watching late 90s, and 2002 we get the World Series, and it's like, wow, baseball's cool. And then nothing else happens to the Angels after that. So I've always been a football fan, but I will say this, going to a baseball game, hands down the best live sports. I know Kirk's different because he's very analytical with it. As just a fan, a casual fan, it's the greatest live sport experience that's out there. And it could be, I mean, we went to a AAA, like a minor league game in Biloxi the other day, and it's so fun. But yeah,
I can't deny it. I'm about to go into Tupac. Anyways, so I love what you showed because that's the era that I loved both of these teams. Like 80s, 90s. I loved the Astros back then. Pre like FSN, like making them kind of more nationwide. That first really big playoff series with Biggio and Bagwell, the Bees, right? Bell and all of them. Obviously, Nolan Ryan's played for both of them, and that's a big deal. Rangers. I've been to the ballpark at Arlington the most out of any park ever because my sister lives actually a little north of Dallas. And I used to go down there and visit her all the time. And I would usually go there for the Yankee series. And so the last time I was there, though, was a while ago. I mean, I can't even, I think maybe Juan Gonzalez was still on the team. I don't know. It's been a while. But I've been there quite a few times, and this is a cool series. Didn't even, because I'm not in the midst of Texas, didn't even realize, that's one of the things that I'll talk about in my criteria, but I didn't even realize this was like necessarily a rivalry, right? But in state automatically makes it a rivalry. And so
and then when they went to in division, now then it's huge.
Yeah. And that's even bigger. So I like this. I'm not an Astros fan. Oh, Jay Thompson in the house. Jay, you're busy tonight. The Cubbies are playing. So I know you're not going to stay too long. Alex, aren't you a Cubs fan too? So what? Yeah, you're going to be watching that too. I'm pretty sure you're a Cubs fan. But anyways, good pick. Andy. I know you're not going to have as much memorabilia flashing from all of that, but man,
I do have a sports signature.
I am super excited to see what the next three are. Go Cubs, go! Yeah, that's right.
I do have a signed baseball. This is from that minor league game that we went to. This dude hit 2 homers in the game. They're a Brewers affiliate. I do have that signature. Don't ask me his name again because I don't know, but we were cheering him on. We were his biggest fans that night. And this was given to me. I have a Chicago Bears. I know we got some Chicago people in here. Mike Singletary signed.
Nice. Oh, he was great.
Yeah, so that's kind of this was actually at a men's retreat thing that
Bears Packers was a good one. And I think Alex would call that one out.
Anyway,
Jay Thompson, Cubs Cardinals is pretty high on my list. You said Packers Bears, Alabama Auburn's probably getting mentioned here in a minute, and Jimmy Connors, Billie Jean King. So I was trying to think of like tennis, maybe golf, maybe even boxing or one of those one-on-one type things.
Yeah.
And there are a ton, and I couldn't wrap my head around which one was the best. Yeah. So I have most of those in my honorable mentions, kind of maybe giving something away. But Andy, you're up.
Yeah. Well, by the way, just real quick, I'm at the church. This is in my church office right now. So this is all my other.
That's why you have all that cool stuff behind you.
Yeah. So I got a lot of cool stuff back here. Maybe we'll pull some things out later. We'll see. But yeah, so I'll get into mine now. For my criteria, I mean, much like you, Justin, and I think it's going to be kind of, repeated when Kurt comes up. But this was personal for me. Rivalries, are they the greatest of all time? Maybe some of them. You could say that, but that's not what I looked at. I looked at what are the ones that I'm a fan of the rivalry. And it's just must-watch TV or whatever for me. I also tried to think of some individual rivalries, not necessarily team, but some individual ones. And literally one just came to my mind prior to, like, as we're talking and filming. So I took my Rosie off, bumped it down into my Benjamins, and I put a brand new person or rivalry on my Rosie, and that's the one I'm going to say right now. It's been a while, Kirk, since we've had an Andy pick, right? And this is certainly an Andy pick, okay? And Justin, or anybody who's here, just to clarify, let me give you an example of an Andy pick. Every now and then, if there's a topic that, not that I'm not interested. I mean, obviously sports rivals are great, but I'm like, maybe not as diehard about. I try to fit in my Rosie, that one wild card, right? Like, what's that one that's just like outside of the box? So, for instance, when we did shoot 'em up games, probably my most Andy pick, one of my top 4 was Pokemon Snap. I do believe it's a shoot 'em up game. It's just you're shooting pictures, not bullets. Also, war movies. I mentioned Mulan, right? So I like to throw out these off the wall ones every now and then, and it's been a while, so I'm going to bring it back. And I don't think you're going to disagree with it, but maybe it was just a place we weren't thinking. Maybe you were thinking. We'll see. This is my individual pick here. Mano y mano is what I'm saying for this pick. My Rosie, if you know me, you know that this was a huge fandom of mine for a specific period of time. I also said Batman and Robin. Great movie. Don't hate me. I love that movie. Chill out. But anyway, to get to my pick, I'm going with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, that rivalry spark, it was the Attitude Era. It is the perfect depiction. If an alien were to come to Earth and say, the only thing you need to, I don't need to know anything else about your world. For whatever reason, they say, explain to me the Attitude Era that I keep hearing about in space. I would say, watch Vince McMahon and Steve Austin, and you've seen everything you need to see, right? That's fueled the Attitude Era. Obviously, I believe Stone Cold may not be my personal favorite. He's certainly in my top 4. There's other ones on top of that, but I think he is the best wrestler of the Attitude Era. He's my favorite wrestler, or he's probably the GOAT in there, or at least in the GOAT conversation. Relatively shorter career, when compared to, I guess, some of the big time other guys, but the impact that he made on the sport. And I think that the rivalry between him and McMahon, not even just in the ring, I mean, in the backstage promos and just everything that it was like, there was never a time that McMahon and Steve Austin were not feuding, and it was perfect. I loved it so much. So I went a little outside of the box here, and I'm going to go again, Steve Austin. What? And McMahon, you're fired. Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Well, 2 things. Number 1, 3 things if I show this. 2 things. Number 1, I have wrestling picks potentially for my honorable mention.
Okay.
And
there's a lot of rivalries. If you
and
went
this was number 1 out the gate. And I actually thought about that because I was watching the last episode of Raw today with Cannon because we're on fall break and we didn't get to see it Monday night. So that's one thing. But the second thing is the best promo cut by McMahon and him were in the hospital when he got hit in the face with the big pan.
Absolutely.
Money in the bank there. And so this is so Cannon, my son, he collects pops. And I actually got him this one, the Stone Cold, at one of the conventions we were at. Because, he's always like, give me a pop, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So he collects pops. So I got him this one for his wrestling collection. And for my birthday this year, he wrapped it up and gave it to me for my birthday. So it's one of those things.
Why hasn't that thing popped out of its box?
Well, what? Because that would be blasphemous. It's actually in an extra case.
A piece of
so, anyways. So, I love this pick. I kind of was thinking I was going to sneak them in maybe later if I ran out of stuff, but this is definitely the best.
There's an all-time great rivalry that got nixed.
There's a ton all in the Attitude Era that you could pick. But anyways, Justin, do you like wrestling?
I do, but kind of Attitude Era, like late 80s, early 90s, like the Von Erichs. I was a big fan of them. And they're from Texas, and so was Stone Cold. And that was fun. And
Texas Rattlesnake, baby.
My wife is super into it too, so it was really fun.
Yeah. So Andy and I were really big in the Attitude Era. I was always in it, like 80s as well, but more so in the 90s, high school time. And then I
got
stopped
another
watching.
Texas guy for you, Justin. Here's a Texas guy that you probably enjoy.
Is
Walker?
Is
Texas,
that Walker? Oh,
Texas
that's Walker,
Ranger?
Texas Ranger.
I feel like his muscles aren't big enough.
It's not.
Is the third fist under his chin? What's going on?
You should have showed that for the Rangers.
Dang it!
Yeah.
All right, start
Missed
over.
an opportunity, Daniel. Yeah, so I kind of knew this over here in the comment section was going to eventually go pop culture because we talk pop culture, and that's why I suggested it. Look at all of it now. Daniel LaRusso, Johnny Lawrence. That's what I expect. The Red River Rivalry, definitely great pick. So, yeah, but me and my son have been watching wrestling now. He's really into it. I kind of stopped when Cena got really good. And then where he had only had like 2 or 3 championships. And then I came back and he has like 16 and now he's retiring. So, but we're having fun watching it over the last 2 or 3 years, especially now that it's on Netflix and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Good pick, man. I thought I had this one in my pocket, one hand in my pocket. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go with my first one. Andy, I am not very far off of either one of you guys. More, my thing is, do I have any skin in the game, right? When I'm watching this rivalry, am I sweating at all? Is it fun? Is it something I'm invested in? There are a ton of really good rivalries. Several that have been mentioned over here in the chat that I know are like top tier. Red River Rivalry. I have no skin in the game. I just don't. And now that they're in the SEC, maybe a little bit more, but just don't have any skin in the game. But I am going with probably my 4th favorite that I'm biting my nails off. And the higher we get, the more intense the rivalry gets for me. And the more I hate that my specific team loses. So that's kind of how that's going to roll today. Number 1, this game is actually coming up pretty soon. And I was really hoping PCG would be out here in the chat, but he's not, because he likes a team in this division too, but I'm not picking his team. I am going with the Kansas City Chiefs against the Raiders. And listen, since prior to 92, when I wasn't a Chiefs fan, because I started being a Chiefs fan about 92, 93, I was a Bo Jackson fan, Raiders fan. I cheered on Bo when he was in the Royals, went and watched him at the White Sox, loved Bo Jackson, and he's the reason I was playing Super Tecmo Bowl like everybody else, and the reason I fell in love with the Chiefs. That is a story that we've said it nauseum. I don't need to chat it anymore. And no, the Chiefs are not dead. You guys, even though we lost the Jaguars, we look like one of the best teams last week. I mean, we made some stupid mistakes. So, yes, I'd be scared. The Saints also looked like a really good team last week. Especially now that really good team they beat is over here beating on the Eagles. But anyways, it was a good week. So I'm going Chiefs Raiders. I do have some stats. Obviously, we know the Chiefs have had a lot of success recently. But it even goes further than that. The Chiefs are up 75-55, which is funny because the Raiders had a Super Bowl much more recent before this last run. The Raiders had had a 7 win in a row, or 9 in a row wins, and the Chiefs had 7 wins in a row. And so there's just been some really good games, especially in the playoffs, that have really happened. The Chiefs and the Raiders were fighting for that AFL championship before they started, and so they've been fighting this whole time. But I'm going, again, it's a number 4 because it's not as stressful to watch this game. Even when the Chiefs were bad, I wasn't stressed, and now that they're good, I still don't stress because of the other reason back. Yeah, the Jaguars are back, and that's good for them. But I don't even know that they win their division. So, but congratulations for them. But I'm going Chiefs, Raiders.
The Raiders.
There it is.
Very quick.
1892 vintage, baby. from high school.
Yeah.
This is a quick.
That totally sucked.
That's my
Marty
favorite prop of the
Schottenheimer,
day.
Derek Thomas. Yeah.
This was a quick mention of the Chiefs. I mean, the fact that we got them already in the 4 doesn't give me a lot of hope for the rest of this episode. So, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I will say that
I will say this. When I was thinking out the list, I was like, I'm going to put them in 4 so I don't bother the chat because, because again, but they're my least. It's my least like stressful one.
Because it's so
PCG is a
one-sided.
Broncos fan, and I am. Those games stress me more often, but I don't think it's as big a rivalry.
Did you look at this? So, what did you say the overall was?
75-55.
Yeah. Have they made up that 20 ground since Mahomes? Like, has that been the difference?
So yeah. So
that's got.
again,
I mean,
we have
he
have
lost
dominated them. I think they've beaten us one time since Mahomes.
That's what I'm saying. So like that's 2 games a year.
So it was pretty close. I think they've beaten us once. That was the Christmas game 2 years ago when they went on the run to go win the Super Bowl. So
hey, we're all Giants fans right now. I know you may not be. You probably want both teams right now to lose, and that's okay. I get it. But most of the world is Giants fans right now.
Oh yeah. Definitely a Giants fan.
The Eagles can just get out of here.
Yeah, well, that's what happens, right? That's what we talk about this often, right? Whoever the top dog is,
and
if they haven't been there in over a decade or more, everybody wants them to win. But if they come back again next year, they want their head.
That is normally the case, except for the Eagles. It's the Eagles fan base that makes me not like their team. That's always been the same. There's a couple Eagles fans
until they play the Chiefs again, and then every's against the Chiefs. And
if it's the Eagles Chiefs again, I'm not. It's a non-watchable Super Bowl for me. It's just tell me what happened, and I'm good. That's what that's.
Oh, I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
I know you will. I just get on Facebook and I'll hear all the updates. But or
so Justin, you're a Cowboys fan, so this is probably out of your realm, and I know that there's some big Cowboys rivalries that may come up. Do you hate these teams?
No. I mean, I stopped watching the Oakland. Are we talking about Oakland, LA, Las Vegas?
Now they're Vegas, but yeah.
No, I stopped watching them in like '93 when Bo stopped. I was like, Howie Long's done, Bo's done. Who cares anymore? I don't know. Black and silver.
Lyle Alzado.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with them. And then Kansas City apparently had a team before Mahomes. I didn't know. Who knew? So my understanding is that he came out of Texas Tech and created that team. I didn't know they had a team already established. So I'm learning something new.
I didn't realize there were so many Chiefs fans prior to Mahomes. Like and that's inevitable. And I'm not questioning like Kirk, your fandom. I'm not questioning
that. The same thing happened. Wait. I will say this. The same thing happened for the Patriots. The same thing is happening right now for the Eagles. I can't walk anywhere without seeing an Eagles hat. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Name a player. It's like seeing somebody in a Nirvana T-shirt and saying like name 3 songs. Like it's the same thing if you've seen Eagles. It's like name somebody other than.
So I'm an elementary teacher, Justin. I'm an elementary teacher, and K through 5, and 5th graders come in with Def Leppard shirts all day long. And every time they come in, I'm like, can you name me a song? And look, nothing racist about it, but you can tell this person has never, their parents probably have never listened to one song. And I asked them, and they go, oh, I didn't know it was a band. And I'm like,
no.
Well, where'd you get the shirt? My mom bought it for me. And I'm like, listen, here's your homework for the day. Yeah. Tell me one song that tomorrow when you come back that band sings.
And then they come to you and they say, "Me and my wine." And
like, oh man, I looked at the wrong song. Or whoever it is.
You have to listen to Hysteria from start to end, and you're done. That's
album. But anyways, you're right. So here's one that you talk about bandwagon, Andy. Here's one. The Golden State Warriors. I did not know prior to Steph Curry that anybody cared. Even when Mullen and Tim Hardaway were there. They were like, "Oh, that's fun," but nobody cared. And then all of a sudden, you can't go anywhere without seeing a Golden State jersey. It's like, wow, that they're everywhere. And I didn't even know. I didn't even know where Golden State was located until Steph. Like, I didn't, they moved, and I didn't even know. I was like, oh, I didn't know that they were even in that town. I didn't know they were in Oakland. I had no clue. So now they're in like San Francisco, I think, or Sacramento.
Yeah, they moved across the bridge because Oakland's a dump.
Justin, you're up. Who is your second? We call him TJ Jazzy Jeff.
We're on number 3.
Number 3, but that's always a confusing
we
thing.
We call it
the second
TJ Jazzy Jeff.
My third favorite.
Yes.
My third favorite. Speaking of Chris Mullen, and frankly, those Golden State teams were pretty solid in the early 90s. I am also picking this one because the early 90s made me fall in love with NBA basketball. I have kind of fallen out of love because they forgot how to play defense and all they do is shoot threes and flop. But 90s basketball was really, really good. So I think you know where I'm going. That's right. Going with Lakers, Bulls. Come on, Magic and Jordan. Nice. It was awesome. It was so awesome. So let me give you some numbers because I like fun facts. Here we go. Lakers, Bulls. They have played 193 times starting in the 66-67 season. Lakers lead 113-80. Of course, when I'm watching, I'm going on little vacations around Texas to visit my family with my mother and my grandmother. And then it's just I just have vivid memories of sitting in the hotel and watching these games on their little crappy hotel television. And I just was just enthralled. Like I wouldn't go swimming or anything. I just wanted to watch this basketball game. And it's what made me fall in love with basketball. So the 91 finals, of course, that's when they played, and the Bulls won the first of their three-peat, and then they went ahead and won 96, 97, 98. What's fun about that is that the Lakers were so good in the 80s. So it was really like a changing of the guard. And Lakers won in 80, 82, 85, 87, and 88. So it really was like switching everything around. It was just awesome. So you got MJ and Pippen, you got Magic, Vlade Divac, super solid, one of the very first European basketball players to really contribute, then James Worthy. So I do have, of course, I have some stuff to show. Got to show this.
Oh my! What's the grade on that bad boy?
It is an 8.5.
Nice.
It is.
That's a pretty high grade.
It was. It's expensive cardboard. And then I have
expensive cardboard for sure.
And then I have a little cream.
Yeah.
Not
like
obviously
I just Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. So this is part of that 80s run. Man, he was so good. But I just love it. I love it. So I had a hard time because it was the Lakers, was it the Celtics? Those are really great runs too. The Mavericks were terrible, so who cares about them? But man, when you got to watch the GOAT in his heyday,
talk about
doing crazy stuff, like this is why he's the GOAT, Before that, he was just some kid who was a Tar Heel.
I don't have this on my list today. I did have I have a couple other basketball ones in my list, but man, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Andy, why we still zoomed in on Justin? Bring that thing back.
It's good looking.
There he is.
We're here for the ratings.
Hey, so there's some really good ones. I love this pick. But I hated the Lakers until Shaq. And then for the Shaq run, I was all for it. I was, that's another rivalry, Shaq versus Kobe. But I was a Shaq guy, and I did cheer for the Lakers for that, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, whatever it was. For a 3-year period, he was the best ever. Shaq was. But Michael Jordan is the GOAT of all time, not of a 3-year period. And I'm not of the insult that LeBron is not even in the same ballpark. They're both amazing, and we're very lucky to see the talented that all these guys play, because basketball has evolved. What I loved about the 90s basketball was the bruiser style of like somebody mentioned it over here, the Bulls versus the Pistons. The Pistons, that whole bad boy era. But even the guys on the Bulls like Cartwright and Luke Longley and Tony Kukoc and Rodman, bro, they got in there with elbows and was just kind of crazy, And then you had the speeds guys like Paxson and Armstrong and kind of running around with Derek. But yeah, it's good pick, man. Two of the best franchises of all time. I really wish the Bulls would have another run, or maybe a smaller run, just so the organization isn't just a 6-year period, right? Or an 8-year period.
I think they would have with Derrick Rose if he hadn't gotten hurt.
Yeah, and Derrick Rose is one of those. We've done this before, which is a good show, Justin. What ifs, and we did what ifs, and in football, a what if in basketball was what if Derrick Rose or Grant Hill would have stayed healthy. Like those guys, that sucks. Yeah. A lot of people. Oh, Anthony Pruitt. Sorry, I didn't shout you out earlier because Justin was talking. Welcome to the show. I noticed that you are, you're here with Justin, or at least friends with Justin. So welcome to the Summit Squad. This little video right here is for you. Hopefully you're watching. So we call it the Summit Squad, and that just means we do this every Thursday night, talking about our top 4 things. Anthony, welcome to the chat. I'm going to throw you you don't have to tell everyone I'm friends with you. I'm sorry. But I'm going to throw you a wrench. That's what we do to all of our friends that are friends of friends. So welcome to the show, man. I'm sorry. I just got a text and I was like, uh-oh, I got off my game. So anyways, Andy, do you like this pick?
I do. It's an iconic pick for sure. We've talked about it for a couple of weeks because we did logos and then we did uniforms. But 90s basketball is the peak era of aesthetics in general. And
that Bulls logo is awesome.
And it's an iconic, should never be changed logo. I just recently picked up NBA Jam for the Super Nintendo. That has been a joy to play. Such a fun game. A lot more difficult than I remember it being, though. Like, maybe it's just getting back used to it, but I'm getting some close games for sure. But, I love this.
Have they modded it so you can put on Jordan yet?
No.
Well,
I actually have
there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's true, but there's a rumor that Jordan actually has a modded one for himself in an arcade cabinet. Yeah. I've read that.
Yeah, I even picked the Pacers the other day just so I can cheat and have automatic threes, and it was like I only won by 1 point. It's not easy. I don't know, but a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Sure. A lot of fun.
Great pick though. You can't go wrong with.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I didn't know that I would see Jordan today, but I'm glad to talk about it. Let's do it. So Andy, you're up. Number 2 or number 3 on your list.
Yes.
Number 2.
One I'm mentioning today. Well, strap in for a little while, fellas, because we're heading to Titletown for my next for a little while here. And by Titletown, I mean, of course, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. But this one is
going back to back, Jack.
We'll see.
Okay.
Let me say this. This one on books, not a rivalry, but it is a rivalry. Okay. It's actually a game that's being taken away, and you probably already know what I'm talking about now.
No, you should do the other one first.
No, absolutely not. It's a much better rivalry. But It's pretty one-sided for Alabama, actually, in this one. It's Alabama LSU is where I'm going. And the reason that it's become a rivalry, and let me say this, not technically a rivalry. Saban kind of made it a rivalry. The fact that Saban, left and helped the Saints win a Super Bowl and then came to Alabama. But that's the only real reason that it's that, other than they've been, perennial, big dog teams, SEC and in college football. They've played for a very long time. In fact, if you go back, the first, I believe, matchup is like in the 1895 was the first time they met. And LSU actually won that game. But the overall record, Alabama's got 57 wins. LSU has 27, and then there's 5 ties in there. So it's pretty lopsided one way. But even with that said, it's a game that you circle every year. If you are down here, as an LSU fan, yes, technically it's not a rivalry, but you can't tell people down here that it isn't. It is a great game. We've had a lot of classics in this too. And for the criteria being, hey, there's the tie-in to there's a personal side to it. Of course, this is that one. This is the one where when your team wins, the trash talking for the next week is just on top, right? But a couple stats about this one. I'm not a stat guy, but I like it because it's so one-sided towards Alabama. Let me just go ahead and mention them. Largest margin of victory, Alabama has that by 44. That's back in 1922, though. But still, longest win streak, 11, between 71 and 81. LSU's largest margin of victory in this series is 28 back in 57, and they had a 5-game win streak between 03 and 07. But we go to all-time record. Alabama's second best all-time record at 733. First in natties, 18 natties. We could just keep going down the road there. Roll Tide, baby. But this was one that I had to put on there. Again, Kirk, we can talk about it. It's not on the books rivalry, unfortunately, because now we're going to pretty much primarily all SEC play. A couple games here and there. They're taking this game away from the every year kind of matchup, which is going to change the landscape of college football a little bit. But that's other teams are getting games taken away from them too. But yeah, I think they've played. I said way back in like the 1800s was their first game, but I think it was like since the 60s they've played every year. So try to tell me that's not it's a rivalry.
So Justin, do you like this?
All of that made me nauseous. So
Yeah,
I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. That is 100% a rivalry. I don't care what the book says. 100%. Yeah. If I could draw a circle over one guaranteed win every year, it is LSU over Alabama. I also want to know in your research,
guaranteed win.
How many of those wins were in Death Valley? Not that many. Not that many. You know what LSU's home.
Where? How many of those wins were where?
At LSU.
In LSU.
At LSU. Okay, I can give you that in just a minute. 1904 was our first win in there. So there you go. I'd have to go all through that stuff.
I know. I'm just talking.
Well, no,
I don't really expect you to look it up.
I'm gonna do it now. It's my task. So if I shut up for the next 20 minutes, that's why.
No, I love it. I love that pick. In fact, it is on my honorable mention.
There you go.
It is 100% a huge rivalry for all LSU fans. And it does. I'm sure it existed before Saban, but that Saban move really solidified it for me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, man. It's better than your next pick for sure.
It doesn't even have a name.
There might be more history there, but that hadn't been a rivalry since anyway. I mean, if you guys don't try a stupid field goal. How many is? Well, we'll not even talk about that. But going to this one. This is where you got it right. So this is where I'm biting my nails, right? This is the game. It's coming up in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's always in November usually. And here's the deal. Saban, he came and brought victories back to LSU. I remember being in the stadium when we learned he was leaving, and I had bumper stickers that are basically cursing Saban out because he's going to the Dolphins and whatnot. Then he showed back up, for the record, Andy, not everybody understands why you say he helped the Saints win a Super Bowl, but theoretically he went to the Dolphins, and instead of taking Drew Brees, he took Dante Culpepper. And so Drew Brees then went to the Saints, and such is history. But and then I don't mind that he's won 95 championships. I hate that he went to into an in-conference rival of the team he left. Like my problem with it isn't that you guys were successful. My problem was it just didn't smell good, because we didn't want him to leave. We didn't cut him. He left to go do his dream, and we weren't going to fire the guy to rehire him. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you made that decision. So then he kind of is like, I'm going to stick it to the man. So that's why everybody kind of hates him now. But you talk about bandwagon, Andy. I've never seen more Alabama hats, especially in Louisiana, until this. Like, they're everywhere. And it's like, that one just kind of drives me. That's what makes the rivalry so much, is that it's one thing to be a bandwagon fan, but to be like, for later on, we'll talk about another one, but like, because of where I live, like it really rubs people the wrong way. But when you find out, Andy, you have family that are from Alabama, that makes sense. But then when I ask people, why do you like them? Because they're good. Like Dylan Thibodeau, right? Has no reason. And hopefully he pops in here in the chat. But like, I always go, but let me tell you about my favorite game, Andy. So you, I mean, I know you got your little talking in. My favorite game is when I took a little drive down in 2001. Little drive down or up to Tuscaloosa, and Rohan Davey shatters records in the SEC, throwing the ball all over to Josh Reed, and they won 35-21. And I got to see what Alabama fans are all about. This was one of my favorite games, because the lady right in front of me, missing a few teeth and whatnot, from Alabama, was nursing a child. Listen, I'm not kidding. This is a true story. Paul, if Paul's here, Paul, he went on this trip. She's nursing a child, and she had bottles in her diaper bag, and all the bottles were filled with whiskey. And I'm like, that is such an Alabama thing. And I laughed and I said, you guys are going to need that whiskey after this torching, So anyways, yeah, it's good rivalry. The last 25 years have been different, though, Andy. And you guys have won. We have also won. Y'all have had more championships, but we've had championships too. So I think I was trying to figure it out. You have 7, 8. Is it 8 in the last 25 years? Maybe. And we have 3. That's pretty good. 8 is phenomenal, but 3 is pretty good. And most teams would be happy to have 3. So this is a great rivalry. Great. And I hate that they're taking it away. And I hate Ole Miss is a rival. Tulane is also a rival, and Arkansas is actually a rival, but none of them even amount to the care of Alabama. So, yeah, this is a real rivalry.
5 in the last 25, if that was what you were asking.
So they've won 5 and 25, and we've won 3 and 25.
5 and
That's
25.
not too bad.
I mean, 18 in history.
I know you have 18, but I mean, we talk about old stuff. The Yankees have 27, and nobody cares.
I think the one thing,
Other than the Yankees fans who bring it up.
I think the one thing we
Or the
can
Bears
agree
fans who
on,
bring it up.
the one thing that all three of us can agree on is that real football is played in the SEC.
Oh, I mean, is there
So-
football anywhere else?
No,
Yeah.
not that matters.
I mean, I heard they produced.
Here's another stat. Well, when you talk about this rivalry, I don't have the number, and it will take me a while. To
NFL
get
players.
it, but I'm pretty sure that these two teams lead NFL players in the last 30 years.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, you're going to get some Ohio States, obviously, and some, Big Ten, a couple Big Tens, that are going to produce a lot. But the SEC in general,
Right, but these two teams specifically, there were LSU for like a 3-year period had the most.
there was something I saw not that long ago, and it was like the 2009 game or something like that, and there was just like a screenshot of the field, and I forget who was on offense and defense. It was
And they just marked all the NFL players on
It
it.
was literally like everybody dotted, and they were like legitimate players in the NFL. It's wild.
As a business owner, can you imagine losing your top employees every 2 years?
That what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That
now it's every
2019
year with
team,
the transfer portal. Now it's every
That
year.
2019 team. That's the one we talked about.
Yeah. I mean, look, yeah. These are just NFL factories for sure.
Yep. So, all right. Well, that's halfway already, and right at the hour mark. So that's good. So, Justin, this is the time where we take a little break and kind of chat up some of our fans. Anthony, thank you for being here. I see you, Sean. We love all you guys in the chat. But it's time to, they used to say old school in the 80s. It's time to pay the bills. But too bad none of these guys are giving us anything. So our first person we want to shout out is Culture Box, which is right over there, over Andy's head. And Culture Box is a conglomerate. That's a big word. It's a coalition of people that are Christian creators, and we're a part of this group. And that group we're all in the same fight, doing pop culture things, but also doing ministry. And so we want to shout out one of our amazing partners over there at Culture Box today. Andy, who are we going to shout out today?
I think we should check out Francisco and Paul J. Powers over at the Retro Rewind podcast.
Let's look at it.
Every other week, join the Retro Rewind Pod as they travel back 15 or more years along the entertainment space-time continuum in their mission to review movies and games, establishing what is still worth your time today. Expect fun banter and trivial insights from Francisco, Paul, and rotating guest hosts who are all out of time.
Hey, so I'm going to shout. Here's Retro Cannon.
There he
my
is.
son.
What's up,
There
Ken?
he is. Yeah, so he's off school, so he's staying up late tonight. So hey, so let's shout out. So Francisco, he also is doing two amazing things. Number one, he's starting to do Saturday streams. Go check him out there on Retro Rewind Podcast. But also Francisco, he is doing Junkyard Juggernauts, and he launched it as a board game on Kickstarter. It didn't fully fund, so now he's launching it a different way without the Kickstarter, which is really awesome. And I am putting in my order for my copy already. It's a very hard RPG type tabletop game, but he invented it and it's awesome. I've watched him play it several times. But he's also doing another smaller game that he's excited for. Two, PaulJPowers.com is a super artist. He's an artist, and he if you go over to PaulJPowers.com, you can see him doing Inktober, and that's really fun to watch those guys all do that. Hey, Andy, who is our favorite coffee of the Rushmore Show?
Oh, actually, I don't have it in there right now, but there's my coffee mug.
Oh, Buc-ee's. Yeah.
Coffee mug. Yeah, we love coffee here at the Rushmore Show. And actually, Kirk, off the air, I got to tell you about something. But let's check out the official coffee of the Rushmore Show, Village Coffee.
Let's face it, at-home coffee can be pretty stale. Coffee at home doesn't have to be boring. The Village Coffee is here to deliver the flavor. The Village Coffee roasts coffee every week and sells online. Go to villagebeans.com to order your coffee today and use discount code RUSHMORE for free shipping.
Well, maybe I'll say it on air because it's not anything whatever. But got somebody who contacted me, Alexis, who's going to be on the show in a couple months or in a month or so, whenever. And long story short, she's got a friend whose dad owns a nutrition shop, and they're looking for a coffee provider for their shop. And we're getting them connected. And Cade told me the other day, he said, if this deal goes through, I may have to throw you some extra merch. I said, or you can just make a Rushmore roast. So
Yes.
he's experimenting right now. He said with flavored roasts, experimenting. And he said, I said, just throwing it out there. My favorite is pecan.
Yes.
Even if
Dude,
it's a
I'm all for
even
it.
if it's a limited batch, just so I can have a bag that I can have to show that we have
Dude,
a Rushmore.
I'm so
You
down.
know, like that's that. I don't know
That's
why.
better than getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. So
We've been
so
kind of begging.
closer
Justin, you've
than
kind of
we
been
have
begging
been.
this for like 8 months now. So next thing is let's shout out. Let's go with the website next, and then we'll roll in from the website to the conventions, and then we'll get back to the show. So Andy, if you want to pull the website up, everybody, it is Rushmore Reboot. So I'll put in the chat Rushmore Reboot. .weebly.com. And if you go over to the website, you can surf around and see our origin story. You can see all about our page. You can see all about our ministry. You can see about fantasy football that we play. Ben Schmaltz, he's going to be on the show coming up. Right there, stop. Scroll back down. If you want to get some information about being on the show, you can submit a host form right there. But Andy, go to the Reboot side of things. And Reboot is our ministry, guys. There it is. It looks so good. I'm very amazed that whoever put this together can actually do this kind of work. Actually, websites are so easy nowadays, guys. Right there. Prayer requests. We've already had a couple prayer requests on the chat tonight. But if you guys ever want to do a prayer request, you can always come right here, drop it in, and we will immediately get on that. It sends it right to our phones and our email. But if you want to learn about our ministry and what we do, here it is. Actually, our core values, why we exist, what are we doing? I had a friend message us, and there's all of our mini sermons that we've done on, geeky things. And we have another one coming up in November. And we're also going to add our bread bites. So our bread bites is kind of mini sermonettes that are much smaller, palpable material. And all of our guest hosts are right there. And I believe Justin is on there already. And there's the Village Coffee. So if you want to check out anything that is Rushmore or Reboot, go here right there in that blank white space. I believe will be an amazing resource as well. I'm almost finished, Andy. I'm just polishing it up with some pictures and some things, but I'm basically doing every nerdy ministry I can find, which is over 100. So it's well over 100. So you guys check that out at rushmorereboot.weebly.com. If you ever need anything from us, if you want to follow us around. But we're going on some conventions, Andy. And our next convention, St. Tammany Collectors Con, is in November, and we're going to be emceeing, I believe, over there at the Collectors Con, hanging out with some celebs. I think the really big celebrity that I saw was the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
The guy, not Yondo, but the guy that takes over Yondo's little arrow afterwards. There he is. So that's kind of the November 15 and 16. He's the really big one, I guess. We'll probably try and get him on the show. We've gotten all kinds of really cool people on the show from these conventions, but that's probably the next one. But we're going to be preaching at the convention. And since it's Guardians of the Galaxy, Andy, we'll probably go with something themed in the Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy space. That's going to be a fun message. We'll get working on that here soon. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. And if you ever want to know anything about it, hit us up. So let's get back to the show. Justin, you're up. We call him Link for Lincoln. This is number 2 actually on the list, our third pick today. So our second favorite rivalry of all time. What is it?
We kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it's going to be the one I'm watching.
As a giant Yankees fan, as a giant Don Mattingly fan, I can't say that I'm a giant Yankees fan. I'm a Mattingly fan. I am going to go with the Yankees Red Sox series, mostly because, and when I really, really fell in love with it was after Donnie was already done playing. It's really like the early 2000s, like the Jeters, the Big Poppies, the Pedroias, Pedro, Jorge Posada, A-Rod. I hated A-Rod. I always wanted to see the Yankees lose because I just hate A-Rod. But those teams were both so good, and then the games were just amazing. I just loved to see the energy in the crowd. It was just really, really good baseball, and it really made me pay attention more to that rivalry than I had previously. Once Donnie Baseball stopped playing for the Yankees, I didn't follow them as closely, and I really kind of focused more on my home teams. But that really got me more invested in what they were doing. So fun facts. Here we go. That was kind of the end of the curse of the Bambino, which was an 86-year World Series drought. And ended in 2004. Okay. So regular postseason games, they first played each other in 1903, and currently the Yankees lead the series 1,263 to 1,050 and 14 ties. That's a lot of games, but since 1903. So I also thought it was kind of fun to look and see what notable players have played both for the Yankees and the Red Sox since they seemingly beat each other, right? Of course, we have Babe Ruth, but we also have Roger Clemens, Wade Boggs, Johnny Damon, and Ricky Henderson played for both teams. And, I have show and tell. So here we go. Donnie Baseball. I don't know why it's doing this funny focus thing, but there we go. Donnie, that is a guarantee. That's probably his 6th Grand Slam in 1988. I'm pretty sure that's what that is right there. We have, speaking of that series, this is Josh Beckett's. Remember that kid? He was good at the baseball. If we're going all the way back, we got the Mick right here. And, of course, Donnie Baseball. Mickey Mantle autograph.
Nice.
And
then since I mentioned them, we got Ricky Henderson, but this is on the A's Teddy ball game right here. And here he is, Babe Ruth.
Yeah, this rivalry is special. No matter if you're a fan of either or not. Because to me, ESPN, especially in the late 80s, early 90s, when they were getting off the shelf, kind of starting, they would play like a Sunday night ball game, and then they would play like a Friday game, and they had a lot more baseball on ESPN back then. And whenever the Yankees Red Sox played, they would have multiple games. I remember like being able to watch almost the full series because they elevated the fact that it was the rivalry. And you're right. The elevation was that the Red Sox were so good, but they could never get over the hump, right? Yeah. And the Yankees were buying the championships. And with the core 4 that you mentioned, plus some, I love that. Now, just to change off just a hair before Andy jumps in, Andy doesn't like either one of these teams, but talking about Donnie baseball, my favorite game of all time. Andy doesn't like me to necessarily say this one because it was against his Angels, but I believe I have to always go look it up, and it wouldn't take very long. I believe it was like 1993. It was probably 93, 92 or 93. It was in the twilight of Mattingly's career. Back is injured, about to retire. Didn't get to chase those championships in 96 because he just couldn't make it through. That's when Tino came on and, helped that whole thing. But I went on two different trips, one around the eastern part of the country, one around part of the western part of the country, back-to-back years. This one I went western, and we were in Los Angeles, and it just so happened the Yankees were playing the Angels at Anaheim. And we get there, and I have family that lives in San Francisco area, and they hate the Yankees, right? And so as a young 12-something kid, I bet them $5 that the Yankees would win. Well, my $5 was going to get divided amongst, I think, like 6 people, and those 6 people bet me a $5 spot. Well, that particular game, Yankees are down in the 8th. Mattingly sat that game because he hit his 2000th hit the day before, and they gave him the day off, and I was furious. And I was like, this sucks. And they were losing 3-2. In the 8th or bottom of the 9 or top of 9, they bring in Mattingly for a pinch hit, hits a home run right over my head and wins me $30, $35. And I am just screaming and yelling, and I want the ball. And it goes about 10, 15 rows behind me. And just one of my greatest childhood moments of all time. It solidified me as a Yankees or a Mattingly fan. I was already a Mattingly fan. But yeah, I don't collect, Justin, I don't collect graded cards, but just recently over the last maybe year and a half, I've been seeking just Mattingly graded cards, just any Mattingly graded card I could find. His All-Star from 88, his whatever. And I kind of been just like picking them up like whenever they're cheap, like whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to have those. Those are the only graded cards I have are Mattingly cards. But I have a ton of Mattingly cards. Just not. I had never gotten anything graded for myself. But that's off the beaten path. Andy, you hate this rivalry.
I mean, I acknowledge that it's one of the best rivalries in sports. I just don't pay attention to it. So,
Yeah.
I like to kind of poke at you a little bit with it because I know that it is a rivalry. But
Yeah. So I was thinking about that the other day and how, well, especially since the Yankees lost last night, it always comes up. And then the Chiefs lost to Jacksonville. And then whenever like your team loses, same with Alabama, right? When you guys lost opening day to FSU, your best of friends will use that as a time to just put the spear in. You know what I mean? And it's like, dang it. And that's what makes rivalries all the more fun, right?
yeah, and we probably should have talked about that. It is rivalries. As much as we hate one of the two,
I would just want them to win. Yeah.
As much as we hate one of the two in the rivalries, it really is what makes sports fun.
Yeah. Kevin's in the house, my childhood friend. Prime, yep, it was a good game. GG. Well, gents, I'm going to call it a night. Go Cubs. Go Pack. Go. Yeah, he's Alex will be on again soon, 2 weeks from now. Alex, by the way, Justin, when I was in Iraq, he was the captain of the Army regiment that I was there with, and I was in the Air Force. So there's that. All right, Andy.
Yes.
You're up, right?
Yes, I am. And we're going to go now to the better of the two rivalries for Alabama. I'm, of course, speaking of the Iron Bowl.
The good old aluminum bowl.
I believe that this is the greatest rivalry in sports. Maybe not my favorite, obviously, because I still have a George coming up, but it is considered up there with the greatest. listen, these two have met since like the Bronze Age. It's ridiculous. I was looking up some fun facts about this. I think it was the first match was in let's see, where was it at? Where was it? 1893. I mean, that's wild, right? They suspended after 1906 because of whatever. And then 1948, they resumed it, and they've met every year since 1948, continuing this rivalry. Alabama still has the edge in this rivalry, 51-37, and one tie. In their currently winning streak is Alabama, has a 5-game win streak in the.
Wait,
this.
pause.
Yes.
They've been playing since 18 something or other, and
18.
they have about the same amount of games played as the Alabama LSU rivalry.
Well, 1893,
Did they take a big break?
From 1906 to 1948, they didn't meet at all, and then 1948 on that they have met. And the thing is with this one too, since 1980, every year except for 1 year, this has been a nationally televised game. I mean, you talk about some of the greats that have been in this, obviously Bo Jackson for Auburn, but A.J. McCarron, although did not pan out to be an NFL great, he was an Iron Bowl great. 10 touchdowns to no picks. He won those 3 Iron Bowls, I believe. And, man, it's just some of the moments. I mean, as much as I hate the kick six, I understand that it is an iconic moment in this history. But I am absolutely going with the Iron Bowl. This is the official rivalry of Alabama. It's another one where you just don't doesn't matter how good the teams are or bad the teams are. The Iron Bowl is going to be a good game, and I just saw that Jalen Hurts was intercepted. The country rejoices. But yeah, I love this. I love this rivalry. It is the one every year. It's a nail biter too. It seems like that in 50 years now, Auburn certainly 37 wins, right, in the whole thing. But in 50 years, at the last one that I saw, Auburn has not won by more than 10 points. I mean, it doesn't matter where the teams are at in their wins. I think the biggest win was 12 points in the since the prehistoric games that we don't count, or I guess I do count, but are so far back. I'm going Iron Bowl. I think it adds to a rivalry if a rivalry gets an official name like this. So this is a fantastic game every year. I know current present company is not going to agree, does not enjoy this game. If Barry was in the house, we'd be going back and forth. And I'll just say it for him. Roll Tide. Rammer Jammer, Yellow Hammer.
Yellow Hammer. Like, that's the thing about Alabama and Auburn. They don't even know they're in mascots. What in the heck?
Well, Rammer Jammer, Yellow Hammer is
War
kind of
Zone.
like that, like the song that LSU's band plays that gets censored all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's their.
So here's the deal. I could care less about this game, and
I know.
like every year, it's on ad nauseum, and right. So it's just like whatever, and then it's like, oh, this game, and usually, I mean, except for the Cam Newton years and the kick six and whatever, usually Auburn's not that great anymore, and
But the games are still good.
One of the things I hate about Alabama is that they forever have had their own TV deal, and they play at 10 o'clock at a weird day and a time, except for this game. And then it takes up a primetime game all the time.
Hey,
right?
I will say this. There's not much better sound in college football than the SEC on CBS.
Yep.
It's a great sound.
I knew this would be there. I honestly was shocked you had Alabama LSU. Thank you for putting that on for present company. But I'm shocked this wasn't your George. I obviously know what your George is now. There's no way it can't be. If it's not, I'm going to check your temperature. But with that being said, I was shocked this is not your George. But because it is, man. And
Let's go, baby.
Justin,
New
you
York
have to
is
be really
at the
happy about
one.
what's happening on this game.
New York is at the one. I need Scatterboo to get a hat trick. Come on, baby.
I
Touchdown
am
3 for me.
solely focused on this show, so
Yeah.
I'm just saying you get 100% of my attention. You
He's
can tell.
okay. Well, look,
I'm
Philly's
a
down
50-50
10.
guy. I'm usually on the game and in the.
Philly's down 10 with 9.5 left.
I need a Scatterboo touchdown right
There
now.
it is.
Hat trick.
Scatterboo Tutty.
Did he get it? I'm
Yep.
delayed. Dude, that's 3 for me, baby.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So, what do you think about the Auburn Tiger Eagle combination with the Tide Elephant combination? What's going on there? Yeah.
In the nerd household, we care more about the LSU Auburn game, but I love SEC football, so it's fine. My wife is a big Auburn fan. She's got family ties to that school. Like one of those buildings apparently is named
Pretty soon
named
it's
after.
going to be the Vanderbilt Alabama.
That's not even a rivalry. I mean, we owned them. They beat us once. Anyway, but Vanderbilt, their only rivalry is with I don't know
baseball.
I don't know what it was.
Hey, Anthony, I saw a thing. Somebody posted it earlier. It said 6 o'clock Philly is playing, 8 o'clock. Eagles are playing, 10 o'clock. The Red Wings are playing, and 12 o'clock. My heart needs Tylenol or something. I couldn't remember what it said, but it was kind of funny. Yeah, it sucks to be a Philly fan tonight for sure. Anyways,
Scatterboo has 24.3 fantasy points right now.
Hey, don't look now. My team's coming back in the Rushmore Show, and by the way, I'm 0-5, 5-6 in the money league for me, in my money league that I've been in since Bo Jackson was playing.
Hey,
So,
also, this rivalry. Last thing I want to say about this rivalry, the whole documentary about the Alabama fan that poisoned the tree in Auburn is quite interesting.
It is a good one.
Yeah.
So are there any players that played for both
I mean,
that are worth talking about?
Auburn, Bama.
Probably not. Now that there's a
I mean, that would be a recent thing.
yeah. Now that there's the portal, I wonder if anybody's made the jump.
I mean, I don't think
Who was
anybody.
that quarterback that made? Anyways, yeah. Speaking of documentaries, right? Some of these rivalries have some good documentaries. Well, I'm up, and Andy, I'm gonna go and precursor. I'm wearing my shirt right now. There's only one football rivalry that they care about here where I live. I live in Atlanta area, Justin, if I haven't told you that already. I'm from New Orleans, but gosh, do they hate the Houdat Nation. And it is likewise. I'm going with my next pick is obviously Saints Falcons. As far as the wide scale nationwide, nobody cares about this. Nobody except these two cities and everybody in between, from Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama to Georgia. That's the only people that care about this, because if you live in Alabama or Mississippi, you're a fan of one of these two teams. It's almost inevitable because there's no football professionally there. Nobody really goes up north for the Titans, but Barry, Auburn fan, he's a Saints fan. I mean, that's just kind of how it happens. And plenty of really good players have gone and played on both sides of this one, whether it's Bobby Hebert, Morton Anderson, Joe Horn. And here's a fun one, Andy. I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if you remember this, but so you got Steve Barkowski, Paul Hornung was a good one. But I don't know if you remember this. In Curtis Lofton, 2004, there was a guy that showed up on the Saints, a guy that showed up on the Saints roster, but ended up not actually playing or coming on a game and ended up going to play for Baltimore. Do you remember who that is?
2004 didn't play for us.
He played for Baltimore instead. Obviously, he used to play in Atlanta. He now is in Colorado.
Oh,
Deion Sanders.
really?
Prime time was looking to come and play, pick up another year or two, and the Saints were looking to make a deal, and he signed with Baltimore. They kind of had mentioned him. But anyways, this rivalry is tough. Falcons started in 66. Saints started in 77. And the record, I have it right here, scrolling back up. So the record amongst the two, so the last 15 years, the trend has kind of shifted. The Saints have had the upper hand, obviously, because of Breeze and that whole run, Sean Payton. But prior to that, the Falcons kind of had our number, which almost everybody had our number. So the Saints had a 7-game losing streak to the Falcons, and more recently. But yeah, my pick here, and I can't find, there it is, 55 and 56. I mean, you can't get a more the all-time record is 55-56 in favor of the Falcons right now. That's what this says. But yeah, can't get a more down the line kind of rivalry. So, Andy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I knew this one was going to be talked about for sure. This is everything that you said. Everything that you said about it.
I've never been to a game where I hated my opponent more because of the people sitting next to me.
I went to a Saints-Panthers game when Cam Newton was a Panther, and I don't feel the same way that I did about the Falcons. It's something,
I mean, I've been to games where just because I wore a jersey, I've gotten beer thrown at me.
Yep.
I mean, it's like the rivalry starts at the parking lot.
Yeah,
and it goes all the way. Like, it's a danger zone.
Well, in all honesty, New Orleans and Atlanta are essentially the same.
Except one is like 300,000 people. The other one is like 300 million people.
Right. But it's the same vibe. It's
now,
the same
Justin,
people.
you kind of lean Saints a little bit, you said.
I do.
How do you feel about this one?
I don't care. It goes Louisiana, then Texas. We don't care. You know what the games I really liked watching was when they were playing the Chargers. After Breeze went over, I was like, "Oh man, this will be great." Because I was like, I can't believe the Chargers let the Breeze go. So this was fun. No, the Saints are really fun to watch. I love New Orleans. I'd much rather be in New Orleans than Atlanta. Atlanta's traffic is awful. Yeah. And Louisiana.
So
you're being in Atlanta.
I totally agree. New Orleans wins everything in the world of. They win it in food. I like the Pelicans more than the Hawks. There's nothing here in Atlanta that I like. The music's even better. Hip hop people will challenge that, but I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Atlanta, New Orleans, just the rivalry as a city is perfect. And then Katrina, when all the people came here and flooded it.
Yeah, I mean it's a great pick. It's a great pick.
All right, so finish us off, Justin. Your number one pick. We're on edge.
I know he's done for the night, but I was going to shout out Alex because he called my number one earlier today or earlier this evening. My number one pick, and I actually don't have anything fun to show for this one, is the Red River. We called it Shootout. It was the Shootout growing. They changed it to Rivalry because they thought the shootout was too violent. But here's the deal with my pick for this one is it's during the Texas State Fair every year. So growing up as a kid in the Dallas area, we actually get off school and they call it Fair Day. So you go to the fair, you give all your money to Big Tex and you get big corn dogs and whatever. You ride way expensive rides. They're just stupid. And you just have a blast. And then right in the middle of the Cotton Bowl, you have Oklahoma and UT, and it's just Texas versus Oklahoma. I mean, all the Austinites come up, and we're like, oh, so glad for you to go home. All the Oklahomans come down, you're like, oh, so glad when you guys go home. But it's really fun when it's down here, and it's just, it's right in the middle. It's just great. So here's my facts about Texas OU. Obviously, they play in the Cotton Bowl. It's during the Texas State Fair, which makes it super cool. And they always have concerts and stuff going on. It's just really, really fun. They play for the Golden Hat is the trophy. And here we go. Here's my numbers. So they've done it 120 times. The very first time was October 10th, 1900. In that game, Texas won 28-2. Last year on October 12th, Texas won 30-something to 3. I can't even read my own handwriting. So far as it goes, the lifetime, Texas leads 64, 51, and 5. So it's a little better than 50% of the time. And it's just fun. It's always like Texas versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a little state. They have 2 cities. Nobody cares about Oklahoma. Texas, you have all these huge population areas, and it's just, because I grew up in this town, it's special to me, and that's why I picked it.
Yeah, I think this is one of those
Wow, Arkansas Picker in the house. Arkansas Picker, you guys are going to be busy this weekend. You're over there at Retro Rick's, I believe. So if it's not this weekend, it's next weekend. Maybe I'm off. But welcome, man. It's good to see you in the chat. We miss you, man. We're going to have you back on soon. We'd love to have you back on soon if you're up for it. So, hey, so what were you going to say, Andy?
I was just saying, this is one of those great rivalries. Again, to my point, if the rivalry is given a name, it already moves it up in the echelon.
Oh, that's rivalries. A good one. You're down. Hey, so video games is January and February. I got a long list of really cool people you're friends with. So maybe we'll partner you up with somebody in January or February. Let me know a Thursday that you're good. Yeah, that is a good point. Does it have a name? That is a good point.
Yeah, and not all of mine have a name, and I get that. And only the true greats, I think, really are given that name. There are certain ones that stick, and Red River, man, it's horrible. I hate saying it.
It's so great.
I hate saying
Red River. I said Red River too.
Yeah, Red Rover, come on over. No, this is
Scataboo on over.
But look at Scataboo, just like killing it for me right now. I love it.
And I guess I should say that not everybody knows the geography. The Red River is what separates Texas and Oklahoma, and that's why he gets that name.
Yeah. So what's going on with Texas this year, though, man? What's happening?
Henry S is here in the chat. Welcome, buddy. Hey, so I was going to say that. Welcome back, Henry. It's been a long time of seeing you either, but we appreciate you. I was going to say that preseason, this game seemed like it was going to be maybe worth a whole lot more than what it's probably going to end up being worth, or what it looks like. But old Arch and what's Oklahoma's guy? Mateer? Is it Mateer? No, Matt.
Arch is
doesn't matter.
But
it's just a really. I know this is a big rivalry. Ironically, Alex said it. Alex is a Texas Tech guy. Guns up.
Yeah.
He went to Texas Tech for his degree.
Now, there's a good little, I don't even know if that's a rivalry between, I guess it is. There's a good rivalry involving Texas Tech, too. Or at least a fun one to watch.
So I'm sure he would have that one, too. But it's a good pick. I forgot that you were in the Dallas area. So when I was talking earlier, it should have, or the North Texas area. So this is a good pick.
My wife grew up in the Dallas area, and she tells me a lot about the Texas State Fair, and there's no experience quite like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
So when I was talking Rangers earlier, my sister lives in the Carrollton area.
Yeah. So I am northeast of that.
Yeah, and then I was trying to think of the town. It starts with a D, which is right by Carrollton. She lived there for a while too. Anyways, trying to think what it's called.
Dallas.
Denton.
Yeah, Denton.
Yeah, Denton's. Yeah, it looks close on a map, but it's it doesn't feel close when you're sitting in traffic.
Yeah, she lived in those two spaces for a while. Then, anyways, good pick, man. Good pick, man. You have a great list.
Thank you.
Andy, where are you going?
Yeah.
Hit the button.
You know it. Sorry, I got so messed up. I forgot which one. But which one am I crushmoring with? Well, it's this one right here. This rivalry, Saints, Falcons, and it's the beautiful picture of this right here. We're talking Gleason blocking the punt, Keenan. I mean, this is.
Is there a more meaningful, non-meaningful game in the history of sports?
It is the most meaningful regular season game, I believe, in Saints football history.
I believe in football history.
I mean, for everything surrounding it. You know, the obvious Katrina, first game back in the Dome, Drew and Sean starting their career here. Michael Vick was still the quarterback here, and they were Monday Night Football. I mean, just everything about this, so much so that there's a statue of this very picture right here that was built and is outside of the Superdome. It is the moment called the rebirth. I can get emotional talking about it.
Attaboy is scatting all over the place.
And I love it. I love it. He's approaching 30
He's
points.
going to give you 40 points tonight.
He's almost at 30. It's pretty awesome. But anyway, what this team has meant for this area, and we got spoiled those years with Drew. Obviously, it's not been as great lately, but hey, we're on a win streak right now, and that's all that matters, right? But still, I mean, diehard, and it's this rivalry. This is it. You hate the Falcons. If you're a Saints fan, you hate the Falcons. Look, the Falcons have been longtime rivals of the Saints. If you think about it, I mean, go back to NFC West days. I mean, Falcons were still in this. Yes, we had some Rams, we had some Niners, we had some things. Those were probably the more prolific teams during that time. But then when you add the South and they kind of division everything up, the Falcons and the Saints are still together. And like you pointed out, right? It's as even can get in this this series.
Hey, I will say this also. Justin that's not on the show, he's from Atlanta. This would have been, if not his George, it would have been his link. And I believe his George would have probably, if it wasn't this one, it would have been a basketball, an NBA.
Yeah,
he likes NBA.
This is the other one too, where it's like, man, if the Saints lose every game in a season, but they win the Atlanta, that's a Super Bowl. I mean, for the longest time, that was the reality of a Saints fan. We're going to lose every game, but we're going to beat the Falcons when we play them. This is absolutely the best rivalry for me in sports. Just like you said, Kurt, it's not going to get the notoriety. It's not the Yankees, Red Sox. It's not Michigan, Ohio State. It's not, the Steelers and the Ravens even. It's not that. It is. But if you're a Saints fan or a Falcons fan, this is almost the only game that matters. So I'm going Saints Falcons. It was obvious.
Yeah, I mean, and we already talked a lot about it, but so since we already talked about it, let's just George is Yankees Red Sox, and to me, it is the rivalry. That would be the name, the rivalry, and Yankees Red Sox, the history, the curse of the Bambino, the torment that they went through. The only thing that I could even come up close would be what the Cubs went through with their kind of years and years and years of torment. Now it's the Indians / Guardians that are kind of going through that. But here's the deal. The curse was something that we reveled in. and the contract of Babe Ruth and the movies that have been done from this, the all-stars that have come out of this, the championships versus. So if most people don't really know that the Yankees Red Sox because they don't care, the Red Sox were the best team in the world until they traded Babe Ruth, and then they didn't win again for 86 years. And then the Yankees became the best team in all sports with 27 victories. So, and hopefully working on that 28 next year. But yeah, I've got to see 5 of them, 4 of them with the core 4, and then 1 with CC. And yeah, it's my favorite. Like last night, I'm chewing my fingernails, hoping something happens, and I do it every single year about this time because the Yankees are pretty much always in the playoffs. And guess what? They play in the toughest division, which always means Red Sox or Toronto or sometimes even Baltimore are in this, but nothing's like the Red Sox. And you mentioned the documentary. There's so many awesome documentaries on this and so many movies on this. Just don't watch Fever Pitch. That one's not worth watching. Watch the alternate ending of that. Did you ever hear about that, Andy? That they actually made an alternate ending in case the Red Sox lost. Yeah, so they were doing that whole deal. Anyways, yeah, Red Sox Yankees. It's got to be it. It's my favorite thing to do for 162 games a year. So watch the Yankees play. And then 18 of them, or 16 of them, is to watch this game. And if I'm wherever I'm at, I could be at church, I could be at a restaurant, I could be at a wedding. It's on my phone, and I'm following it, and I'm figuring out what's going on. So much so. So that's my George, and we've already talked about it too. So we can move along into scataboo. We can move on into our honorable mention side of things, Andy, because now we have a really good list, and we can close this thing down. So let's talk about our Benjamins. We call them Benjamins, Justin, because Benjamin Franklin was considered the 5th guy on the mountain potentially, and it didn't happen. So let's talk about who missed our mountains today.
So we've mentioned some of mine already. I'm already having to scratch.
Hold on, Justin. So we do it as a little game. Don't forget. So let me just share with these guys. So this is how the order is going to be. It's the same order, but then it's going to come backwards, the next one, and then forward, then back, like a fantasy draft.
Yes.
Now this time, instead of just picking your 4 favorites, you kind of know who we are now, what kind of sports we like, what we might be mentioning, we might have already mentioned. You're going to try and pad your stats, if you will, for a great draft of your top 8. So you're going to want to take probably your favorite that are the best that we're not going to get. So you get 1 now, and then we're going to go around and knock it out. So go.
Subway Series, Yankees Mets.
Oh, dang it.
Nice. Yeah. Good poll right off the bat. There it is. It's a cool.
It was my one thing today. There it is. Yankees, Mets, Piazza, Clemens. I saw that in the chat. Soto now, the Francisco Lindor, Giancarlo Stanton. That whole thing was awesome. It's. I wish it was bigger. I saw a thing the other day, and then we'll move to yours, Andy. I saw a thing the other day where repurposing baseball into better conferences, and I love it. And the Mets, the Red Sox, the Yankees, and I think it was maybe Baltimore would have been in the same division, and that is awesome to me. So, but anyways, and then like the California teams would be together, the Florida teams, Georgia would be together instead of Atlanta playing the Mets all the time and the Phillies. Like,
well, if they add 2 more teams, then it all makes sense.
I mean,
do 2 more expansion teams,
which
and
they're talking maybe Tennessee, so Memphis or Nashville.
I wouldn't mind seeing another one in Canada. I think Mexico City might be really interesting too, although travel back and forth would get a little sketchy.
Yeah.
But what a huge fan base you could have in Mexico City.
Man, I mean, anything, South Latin countries, they would just dig it up. All right, man. Go next one, Andy. Who you got?
Yeah. So interesting one here. I thought this one might be mentioned tonight, but given present company, I can understand why it would slip down here. Possibly one of the most storied NBA ones, Lakers Celtics.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a classic. It's a great uniform rivalry too. Like it's just a good look. Everything about it. I'll say this. I liked basketball, kind of on and off as a kid and things like that. But I definitely was watching that 2008 championship. Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo, and our boy. Oh my gosh! Anyway, I was watching that. It's great stuff. And then obviously it's very storied. I think it is still very lopsided towards the Celtics when you talk about all time. I think they got about 50 or so more wins on them than the Lakers do. But
hey, so I'm going to jump in. One thing that I love about college football is they have a rivalry week.
Yeah.
And they usually play with a special name and a special trophy, right? The best one of all of those, which you mentioned it just a minute ago, Andy, is Ohio State, Michigan. And I don't care if you like it or not. It's probably the best rivalry in my opinion.
Isn't that called the rivalry or the greatest game or something?
Yeah, I don't. One of my best friends name's Ohio. He'll be on in 3 weeks. He loves this. We used to make shirts for this, and we would wear the Michigan ones just to go against him. Andy, our pastor, is from Michigan. He's just a big Michigan fan, big Patriots fan, big Tom Brady fan, that whole deal. But this one's huge. And I love watching. This is one of those games, like the Iron Bowl, Andy, that it entices people outside of the conference. The next one is also a college football game. And although I was Air Force, I'm going Army Navy.
Dang it.
And I'm an Air Force guy. Air Force, they always have a pretty decent team, but they never hand up with the Army Navy game. And the stuff around the game. I want to go to this game just for the stuff around the game, the flyover, the salute, the march, the bands, the whole thing, the watching the whole march and thing. I would love to go to this game just for that. So I'm going to go with Army Navy.
Good pick. I'm going to go back wrestling. Talk about great promos. I'm going Hogan Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, Cannon just brought me Macho Man. Like, yeah, you need Macho Man for a rivalry. And
Yeah,
I was thinking Hogan Macho, but Hogan Warrior, sure, cool, good pick.
Cowboys 49ers.
Oh, nice.
The team of the 90s versus the team of the 80s, handing over the torch.
And I don't know that I hate two teams more that are not in my division of anything. Actually, I do. The Eagles. But yeah. Nobody likes the Yankees. Nobody likes. It's funny, they call them the America's teams, right? Nobody likes America's teams. It's funny that all those teams, they get dubbed that. Half the world hates them. But yeah, this is a good pick. I really hate the 49ers though. Like, disdain, because Andy, we've talked about it. The 49ers, along with the Rams, used to be in the division with the Saints. And Montana and Young would beat the blisters off of us.
So good.
Just shatter us. And I cannot. People don't remember that. I almost hate them more than I hate the Falcons. But anyways, good pick.
And now I'm going to go with the United States of America versus Russia. Miracle on Ice.
Nice.
Oh, I was thinking some Olympics. I was thinking some Olympics. And I'm
You
not
can
going
even
to
take that outside of sports, United States and Russia, or rival.
But yeah, U.S. Russia, U.S. Jamaica, U.S. China. There's so many good Olympic ones, and this is probably the best one, especially because of that game. Man, what a great movie too. Great movie.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell. All right, Andy.
I'm going to go another two individuals. This was actually the one that got bumped for McMahon and Stone Cold. I'm going, and I hate mentioning this guy's name, but I'm going Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. I think that was just a fun time of football. Brady had a lot of them on him. But when he finally got past that hump, it was cool to see Peyton Manning start to get some there. But Brady Manning is definitely a rivalry. And it's funny because they don't themselves face off against each other at any point. Like quarterbacks never on the field at the same time, so which is just it's a kind of a funny thing that it's a rivalry, but it certainly is.
Yeah, I'm going to go man, all right. It was on my list, and I'm going to use it. So I'm going the Tobacco Road. Anthony mentioned it. Duke, North Carolina, probably the greatest two, or at least top four basketball teams of the last half century. These two teams are always there. Some of the greatest players of all time have come out of it, and whoever wins that game a lot of times has the ticket towards the Final Four or something like that.
Not very great football game, but basketball game. Yeah,
basketball, just basketball, and got some cool names like Krzyzewski. I love that. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. And my last pick of the night, gosh, I want to do that one. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to basketball. Right, I can't believe I'm ending with two basketballs, but I'm gonna go with the Bulls Pistons.
All the way until here it took. Yeah,
Bulls Pistons. Isaiah Thomas. I mean, it could be just Isaiah Thomas. Really, like, have you ever seen this guy in the documentaries and stuff? He hates the Bulls, and Lambeer, Dennis Rodman bouncing both sides. Joe Dumars. The Pistons were the bad boys. I kind of mentioned them earlier. I figured they would be gone by now, hopefully, but you guys picked some other really good basketball ones. That's probably my favorite one left.
Yeah, and just worth mentioning, that rivalry is what made Jordan.
Oh,
and so absolutely. I think that deserves mentioning in that too. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. All right, my last one, Kirk did, and it's not that I really care about it much, other than I have a strong buy-in to one side of this. It's another individual match. You hear this often as an elementary teacher: Messi or Ronaldo?
Oh, I was going to say that.
I'm a Messi guy.
I put Ronaldo on our thing because the team that Ronaldo plays for is apparently the biggest rivalry in the world. Is that team? What is it? Man U against? I don't know soccer, but Brown was like, dude, this is the big. It's like the El Clasico, Super Clasico, or something like that.
I don't even understand how soccer leagues work. They play for 19 different teams. I don't understand how it works. But I do know that. How often do you hear Messi or Ronaldo?
You know what's funny? It will be just random.
Yeah.
Be like, yes, Jose, Messi or Ronaldo? I'm like, bro, we're talking about vegetables. Ronaldo or Messi? And then I'll be like, I don't like either one. Oh! But you like Messi because you go to Argentina, right?
I go to Argentina every year. So we went in 2022, my first time, and like a month after we left, they won the World Cup. And it was really cool to we just adopt that as
that's a good pick. I had that one in the tank, and I decided not to use it. But good pick.
Yeah. All right.
You finish us off, Justin.
The last pick.
So I had some super random ones written down. One, this is not what I'm going to go with, but I had Hogan and Andre the Giant.
Oh,
I had honestly, I had my my high school and then my rival high school because
I
that's where
had
my wife.
Oh,
Andy. I had Salmon versus Slidell.
Covington
Yeah.
Mandeville. We could have done it, you know.
Dude,
My
I
wife
had
went to the
our
rival
high
high
school. I was thinking about it. I also
I
thought
also had
of Perrion
2
and
hours
whatever
later.
with Friday Night Lights in Texas. Perrion and Midland.
yep,
Yeah.
Midland, Odessa. And then I had police versus firefighters because they're always like doing their boxing.
nice.
I was like, that's super fun. But what I'm actually going to go with is, I'm having a hard time with it. I'm going to go Phil Mickelson versus Tiger.
Tiger Woods. Let's
Yep.
go. I had that one on my pick too. I had that one
Mickelson,
towards
Tiger,
the end.
I mean, Tiger is the reason why golf got popular, why they're making the money they're making today. It's all Tiger. And Phil Mickelson will admit to it. They had some great rivalries.
Worth mentioning.
Yeah, nowadays
is
they just have to make like the top 300 and they make a mill.
Run 'em
Right?
all.
Yeah, so it used to
Back
be like
in the day, back in the day, you had to be in like the top 10 for that.
well, back in the day, it used to be if you got lucky, it was like $1 million for everybody that they split.
Right.
And now, and that's all Tiger. Tiger brought in all that money. So
I'll say also one that bears mentioning, rivalry is Justin's first time versus rookie things. Because here's the deal. Let me explain that. You're a pro at this.
Yeah.
'Cause not only did you give a criteria that was right on
You
par
saw
with
it, you
what we
caught it. I was about to mention it.
You threw in some bonus ones just by saying, these are not going to be my picks. That is not a rookie. That is a professional
That's a
veteran.
professional Rushmore list taker.
Yeah.
I stretched thoroughly before we started.
Yeah. Well, look, man, Justin,
I'm
thanks
still
for being
remember.
here. It means the world to us to give us 2 hours of your time. And man, we love your channel. We love your family and all that stuff that we get to watch on your side. Opening packs and all the cool stuff that you've shown. Thanks for coming over and visiting with us today. Tell the fives of people that are left and what they can do if they come over your channel. What do you have coming up next? Where to find you? Shout out your stuff before you leave.
Yeah, easy. It's 3 Good Nerds. It's on YouTube. If you ever want to get a hold of me, it's also on Instagram, 3 Good Nerds. And it's really just a family channel. So it's the nerdy stuff we're into, which may be ripping packs. It may be looking at sports cards. It may be looking at memorabilia or going out and doing adventures, movie reviews, pizza reviews, talking about Star Wars, playing video games, just the nerdy stuff that we're really into. It's really about having fun together. And this all started because it was just having fun with my son. So that is the origin story for the 3 Good Nerds.
I love that.
Well,
I love that.
We absolutely love that. Hey, religious fanboy still hanging out. Thanks for being here. We absolutely love having you, and we'd love to have you again. But it's time to kind of shout out a few things. Next week, so the next 3 weeks, let's just shout the next 3 weeks out. We have Alex, who was just on here, is going to be on with Hammie and Son, and they're going to talk. They're going to talk about favorite players to eat dinner with, which is a fun chat. Both of those guys are Packer fans. So I can only imagine Rodgers or Favre or Lombardi is going to get mentioned. And that kind of be a weird.
It would
kind of be weird. We are going to have World of Kayfabe coming on. Nick Venom, who World of Kayfabe runs a podcast, and he's got some announcements for the podcast, along with our buddy Ohio, which I mentioned, Brian Swartz. He's going to be on, and they're going to do top 4 dark or scary gimmicks in wrestling history right before Halloween. So we're going to have that one coming up. And once we finish off sports, we're jumping into food for the next 2 months, finishing off the year. We're going to take Thanksgiving off and Christmas off. And we'll start back up in January with video games, which if I told you the list of people, Arkansas Picker just jumped back in. The list of people is probably, I mean, it's bigger than my screen on guys that are coming in. I'm sure the trolls will be ready to come and visit us in January and February, as always, because they love following those good old video game guys. But it's going to be awesome. And we'll be moving into season 5, Andy. Season 5. I got a thing today that said this time last year, we were at 996 subs. So we've gained about 600 subs in a year for this year. So pretty cool. But thanks for being here, Justin. And if you ever need us on your side of things to collab or do whatever, let us know. We'd love to come and hang out. And blessings to you and your family. Blessings to your father-in-law that we were able to pray for. And we love all you guys in the chat. We'll see you guys next time. Andy, time to tell everybody good night.
Well, it's time to say goodnight like we always do. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4.
Yes.
And
Yes.
And nothing.
And only the top 4.
And nothing more.
And nothing more but the top 4.